Hey there YouTube, Mr.Lubufu, continuing on with my Battle for Zendikar complete limited set review. Again, the focus is on pre-release to help you guys rock those pre-release events. So we're going to focus on limited, and let's just go ahead and hop right in with Adverse Conditions. It's a 4-mana Devoid spell. First Devoid spell I've covered, but it basically I don't read the word Devoid in most cases. It says tap two creatures. They don't untap, so we've had that sort of effect in the past. It normally costs 1 in a blue or 2 in a blue, and then you get a random Eldrazi Scion. It certainly is like a very powerful tempo play. You can get ahead a lot. I would probably play a copy if I'm playing a blue deck. It literally can be a double fog for the two biggest creatures, which is not an irrelevant effect. So Adverse Conditions is a fine, limited playable. Much like Anticipate. Anticipate's better in Constructed, but it's still completely playable in Limited. It's a fine blue spell. Nothing wrong with wanting to cast it. Benthic Infiltrator is a pretty decent Horn Turtle, I'm not gonna lie. Blue and green tend to be the two colors that have the better Devoid and Ingest cards. This guy is great if you really need to exile some creatures. Otherwise, it's just a pretty defensive creature. Nothing wrong with it. I think it's fine playable. Brilliant Spectrum is one of those cards that you really want to have 3 or 4 colors, really 4 colors. I'm not terribly impressed with it. If you go deep, you certainly can have it, but I'm not super impressed with it. Cloud Manta, so it's a 4-mana 3/2 flyer. I would be so much happier if this was just a 4-mana 2/3 flyer. There's basically every flyer in the format has 2 power. The fact that it has, or 2 toughness, yeah, 2 power except for this guy. So he'll trade down in a lot of situations with just random 2/2 flyers. It's okay. Like you'll probably play it, but it's not absurd. Clutch of Currents, so it's either a sorcery speed unsummon, which is it's okay, or a sorcery speed unsummon that puts a 3/3 into play. So to me, it feels a lot like Silent Departure from Innistrad, which Silent Departure was very good there. You could get a lot of tempo from it. But this card's pretty fine. If you really need the unsummon, you have it, and at 5 mana, you would get a free 3/3 out of the deal. Nothing wrong with that. Same with Coastal Discovery. You're paying a little bit more for your divination, but if you get to 6 mana and you get a 4/4 and draw 2 cards, it feels like Muldrifter, which Muldrifter's great. Like Coastal Discovery, pretty powerful card, definitely a card I'd play a lot of the time. I'm not a huge fan of Coral Helm Guide. Yeah, it's it's a 2-mana ally. It's a bear with upside, and target creature can't be blocked is not an irrelevant thing if you have some legitimately giant finishers. So you might play it if you just need a 2-drop for your blue deck. It's completely fine. Cryptic Cruiser. So it's a 4-mana 3/3. So it's just a hill giant. It does have the 3 mana. Put a card into a graveyard, tap target creature. Blue does have the better ways to put stuff into exile, but it's not super impressive. Like, I think it's okay. You'll probably play as just a hill giant, and you might tap 1 or 2 creatures, and that could be okay. That could be good enough to get there. Damping Pulse, so it's 4 mana enchantment. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-0. This seems pretty bad. Normally I'm a fan of my Curse of Death's Toll types of effects, because -1/-1 is relevant. -1/-0 is less so. I'm not hyper on the trade. If you get multiples of these, it's actually pretty sick, but we're not gonna go that far. Dispel, probably not gonna play it much in limited. It's a standard. You're gonna have it in sideboard if you really need it. Drowner of Hope is great. So 6 mana 5/5. Not an unreasonable rate. But then when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 Eldrazi. Okay, so you're paying 6 mana for 7 power toughness spread across 3 creatures. That's typically pretty good. And sack an Eldrazi to tap a creature if you really need it. It's pretty strong. I think this guy, it's a very powerful rare. Certainly something you want to play. Ah, yes. Eldrazi Sky Spotter. This card is so good. Holy cow. So, those of you that have played with Gear 2 Gearcrafter or Sandstep Outcast know those 2/1s that make a 1/1. Great. This is a 2/1 flyer that makes a 1/1. Even better. This card is very good. Up there with the blue commons. It's pretty powerful. Exert influence is interesting. You're not gonna gain control of too many. Like, one of the better things about mind control is you could just take a giant 4/4 or something like that. Here you really need to work to make it a 4/4. If you have a decent converge deck, it's very good. Like, getting control of a 3/3 or a 4/4 is not, unreasonable. It could be a 2-for-1 there, which is not bad. Guardian of Tazim is very good. Apart from being a 5-mana 4/5 flyer, so it's huge in the air. The additional landfall trigger is even better. Like, this card is just a bomb rare. If you open it in your sealed pool and you can play blue, definitely something you want to keep in mind. Just like Halimar Tidecaller, this card is very good. So if you get to play Awaken cards, and there are a few, like we already went over Coastal Discovery, Clutch of Currents, this card is great because it says, okay, I'm going to be an Archaeomancer, which if you remember from that core set, Archaeomancer would just return instant or sorcery. But this one can do the same thing. Great. And then land creatures have flying. That's just a giant fish. This card is really powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Just saying it right now. Card's real strong. Horribly Awry, it might see more standard play than it might in Limited. Limited, it's like it's good in the early game, but it's late game if they're just casting anything that's like 5 mana or larger, which there are a lot of in this set. It's not that good. Incubator Drone. So this is our nerfed Kozilek's Predator, because instead of being a 4-mana 3/3, it's a 4-mana 2/3, and it only makes 1 Scion. Is it still bad? It's still okay. 4 mana for 3 power and 4 toughness across your creatures is not an unreasonable rate. It's good, just a playable common. Nothing wrong with that. Mist Intruder is, I'm not super sold on it. It is a 1/2 flying devoid ingest. Like, if you need the if you have a bunch of the processors, this is a card you have to value very, very highly. Having the evasion's pretty good. The 1 power is a little bit on the rough side, since most things have 2 power and 2 toughness in the air in this format. So it's less good if they've got a bunch of flyers. But if you're playing the processor deck, this is a premier common for you. It's like Thrumming Bird for the Proliferate deck. Next we have Merc Strider. It's a 4-mana 3/2 that if you do process something, you get to unsummon. That's not bad. This is exactly the sort of effect that if you have and it's just 1 card in exile, so it's not unreasonable to do it, to have just a 4-mana 3/2 bounce a creature. That seems very good. So if you're in the processor deck and you have waste, just exile a card or 2. It's great. Very good. Very, very, very good. Next we have Oracle of Dust. So it's a 5-mana 3/5, so it's, a pretty defensive body. Put a card an opponent owns from exile to the graveyard, draw a card, then discard a card. Doesn't even let you keep a card. This card is like 2 mana, maybe loot. It's not that good. It's unfortunate because the art is gorgeous, but not terribly impressed. Part the Water Veil. This is a card. I'm a fan of Time Walk in Limited. This is not an unreasonable rate for a Time Walk effect, so it's certainly something I would play. And if you ever get to 8 mana, you get a 6/6 with haste, and then you get an extra turn with it. That's just nutty. I think Part the Water Veil is pretty powerful. It's not like bomb rare, jamming into every deck, but it's certainly very good. Well, yeah, don't play Prism Array. This is not the card you want to go into 5 colors for. 5 mana, scry 3, and possibly tap a creature. Ugh. Okay, Retreat to Coral Hem. It gets you some marginal effect from your landfall triggers, like tapping or untapping creatures is not bad. Unfortunately, like, since it's sorcery speed, you typically tap, their best blocker, or untap your creature like after attacks, which, okay, give you your best creature vigilance for free is not I assume free because I assume you just hit your lands. Royal Mage's Trick, we've seen this sort of effect many times where they get -X/-0. This one does cantrip, so at least it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's still not terribly playable. Ruination Guide. This card's real good. Apart from it being devoid ingest, it also gives your colorless creatures +1/+0, so it turns your Eldrazi Scions into 2/1s, which is great. This card's very good. There's a reason it's an uncommon. Very good. I'm a huge fan of Ruination Guide. Rush of Ice. So this is a little bit sketchier compared to the unsummoned because it just taps the creature, doesn't untap. It does have Awaken 3 for 5. I think it's like one of the worst of the Awaken cards, but it's not like unplayable. Salvage Drone. I'm not I normally like my 1/1s for 1 that draw a card when they die, like Jeskai Sage and Oculus and those sort of ones. This one just gets you card quality, not quantity, so it doesn't pay for itself, so it's less good. I'm not a huge fan of it. Scattered to the Winds. It's a rare for limited purposes. It's cancel plus awaken. It's literally a rare for those purposes. Card's very good. Normally cancel's like okay, but having an awaken 3 in the late game, it's 6 mana, get a 3/3 counter a spell. That's typically good enough to get there. As opposed to Spell Shrivel, I'm not a fan of Spell Shrivel. It's okay, but it's not a card I'm a huge fan of. Tide Drifter, I really like. Both of the lords are insane. There's a reason they're uncommon. This is already an 0/5 that blocks everything on the ground, but then other colorless creatures get +0/+1. So definitely a very powerful card. If you have the Eldrazi cards, great. Hey, look, it's pinned to the earth, except it actually makes it lose flying. So it's like a blue Swords to Plowshares. It's not bad. A lot of people are normally like, I'm not a fan of it. I do enjoy my pin to the earth style effects. It literally feels like a blue Swords to Plowshares. You're like, okay, I'll play this. That creature can't attack for the rest of the game. Ugin's Insight is great. Super good. It'll see constructed play too, mark my words. Ulamog's Reclaimer is a 5-mana 2/5. Enters the battlefield. You may process something. If you do, you get an instant or sorcery back. It's not bad. As I said, blue and green are the two colors for processing, and this is exactly the type of card that can make that could just grind out some value with it. Wavewing Elemental, so it's a 6-mana 3/4 flyer. It attacks as a 5/6, but if you really need something on the top of the curve, this is okay. It is a pretty big body, and any of the combat tricks that put land into play make this guy very good. I like Windrider Patrol a little bit better. It's a 5-mana 4/3 flyer, so 3 toughness, good. And then whenever it deals combat damage to a player, scry 2. And it has flying. I think this card's pretty good. I'm a fan of it. So as you can see, blue looks pretty strong. There's a lot of synergy. I'm a huge fan of blue in this format. Definitely one of my favorite colors in general, but it's still very powerful. Anyway, make sure to check out the other videos where I cover the other cards. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys all next time.